Honey, this man done taught me how to make Japanese milk bread.
Japanese milk bread.
And butter. Baby, go follow him. His name, his account is Kitchen Tool. He's got millions of followers. And let me tell you what, he had time to comment on little old me's video the other day, which was just so wonderful. Here we go. So, milk bread is really soft and fluffy. And in order to reach that consistency to where the bread will be soft and fluffy, we have to make something called tojong. I think I'm saying that completely wrong, but I'm going to show you how to make it anyway. What you will need is a small pot like this, 1/3 cup of milk, whole milk, and 2 tablespoons of bread flour. Now, you can't leave this. You have to stay and stand over it, okay? Because if you leave it, it's going to get to a consistency that will be too thick. Pour the milk in like so. I use J Milling, Big J Milling from Brigham City, Utah, golden bread flour. And this is the second one. You need 2 of those tablespoons. I only showed you 1, but I did 2 of them. Now, you're going to stand over it and you're going to swish it with a whisker until it begins to thicken, which you will then turn it down. I have it on 5, between 5 and 4. So like medium-high heat. Keep that whisker going. Get those lumps out. Don't walk away from it, whatever you do. As it begins to thicken, turn it down to 4. Pull it off the heat. That's how it should look, like mashed potatoes, like creamy, whipped, instant mashed potatoes. You're going to set that to the side. Get yourself a 1/2 cup of warm milk and a package of yeast. This is what I like to use. He uses this kind, and he waits for it to rise. Baby, we ain't got time for that. So I use that, okay? Now, we're going to give that a stir and let that sit and bloom. Make sure you cover it too. While that's blooming, you're going to get a big mixing bowl and 2.5 cups of bread flour. Perfect. 1/4 cup of granulated sugar. 1 teaspoon of salt. You're going to mix it up and you're going to put it aside. We're going to mix all of our wet ingredients together with 1 lightly beaten egg. And you are going to whisk it all together very carefully so you don't make a mess. Now that the wet ingredients are mixed up, you're going to mix it with your dry ingredients. I'm going to show you the master trick to not having to use your hands so much when mixing dough. This even works for sourdough. You basically just mix and mix and mix. Now he's going to put his in a mixer. I'm not going to do that because doing it with my hands isn't that hard. Watch. Now, you don't mix it up all the way because you're going to have to incorporate 3 tablespoons of softened butter. I made butter yesterday, so I am going to use this butter in this recipe. Yeah, I made this butter yesterday. I'm just going to microwave it for like 15 seconds. If you have a standing mixer, you can put it in with the dough hook for about 5 minutes on low and then incorporate your butter a little bit at a time. And then you basically turn it up, and when it stops sticking to the sides, it's ready. For some reason, that is not how things go for me, so I'm doing it by hand. So I'm not going to video all of me doing this because we only get 10 minutes, but I mix it halfway and then I incorporate my butter. I give it a good churn around, and then little by little I incorporate my butter. There's 1 tablespoon. And I'll put the rest in now. Now I'm gonna start kneading it by hand. We're just kneading it, turning it over, and kneading it again. I forgot how messy this can get, so I put my apron on. Now, what we're doing is I'm just kneading it until it gets to a smooth consistency. It's going to take some time, and if it sticks to your fingers and it's not like this, you need to add more dough. Okay, and maybe you added a little too much butter. That's okay. Add you a little bit more flour. Please make sure you are using bread flour. I don't care how good your all-purpose flour is. This recipe calls specifically for that flour. Now, I'm wanting to make 2 of these. So I'm about to do another one after I do this. Listen here, but what you got to do, listen to me now. You have got to let this rise for an hour. After you let it rise for an hour, you're going to roll it out, and I'm going to show you how to do that. You're going to grease the bowl. Your dough should look like this. Now, if you used a standing mixer, it probably looks smoother. And that's okay, honey. My arms is tired. So, but it's going to be just fine. It'll be just as good. Ready? All right, hold on. Let's spray our bowl. There you go. Pop her on in there. Cover it up. Come back. It has doubled in size. We are going to punch it down. I've got my oven preheating on 300, and I told you guys I was going to make 2. I did. I made another one after I finished this one. So one's for me, one's for my landlord. So we're going to use parchment paper, and I don't really want to put it on this wood, so this counter is clean. I'm going to wipe it down one more time just to make sure. There we go. And wipe it off. This is stone, so nothing comes off of it unless you're grinding something. There we go. So, gonna start mashing it out. Oh, you know what? Actually, he cuts it. I forgot about that. So let's do that. Let's cut it. We're going to cut it in 3 pieces. Okay. There's one. And there is the second one. Now, what we do is we stretch this out. So what I'm going to do is knead mine a little bit more. That's what I like to do. I'll put it up here. Okay. There we go. Now, and then we're going to stretch them out. We're going to let these rise for another hour. After we roll them into the proper shapes. Now yours might be looser than mine. That's fine. Now usually I can just stretch these out with my hand, but today it's being extra, so lay that there. Now we're going to do the next one. Actually, let me lay it right here. I'm going to do the next one. And I'm going to knead it a little bit. This was because I did it by hand, so that's okay. If you did yours in a mixer, it probably came out really smooth, and that's okay too. We're going to stretch it. Now, as it begins to warm up, she's going to start stretching. And get her kind of stretched out and then lay it down. While you're working on the other ones, it will continue to expand and rise. We want to get it to where we can stretch it out like so. And then we're going to wrap it up. We're going to roll it up, I guess I should say. There we go. So there's that. And then the last one. If you feel like it's still kind of lumpy, just knead it. If you used a mixer, you probably don't feel like it's lumpy. I love the way it smells. The smell is amazing. It smells like sweet rolls from Quincy's. That tells you how old I am. See how I'm doing that? Oh, that's not good. Let me knead it again. Hold on. There we go. Come on. It's got a lot of bounce back on this last one. Let me stop the video. There we go. I put a little butter on it. All right, so it's really starting to kind of stretch now. So what we'll do is we'll roll them up. Put it in your loaf pan. We're going to let these sit for an hour and rise, and then we'll butter them and put them in the oven on 350 for 35 minutes. Alrighty. Yay! So they're going to sit and rise for an hour. Now we're going to beat 1 egg, add a teaspoon of water, and brush over the top. They should have risen. So this is the second one we put in, and this is the first one we put in. So we're brushing them with the egg wash, and then we're gonna put the first one in the oven for 30 to 45 minutes until the top is golden brown. Actually, I think I'm going to wait until the other one has risen, and we'll put both of them in the oven. That way we can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. All right, so both are looking good. We're gonna put them in the oven for 30 to 45 minutes on 350. And here we go. Look at it. This is just amazing. I love it. One of these is for my landlord, so I'm gonna go give one to them, and we're gonna go ahead and have dinner. Let me go ahead and break one of these open so you can see how it looks. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh. Beautiful.